So there's a couple cultural things that you'll find in Madagascar and certain parts of Africa, at least the way I've been, that people frown upon here in the West, and it's a normal part of life when you go to say Madagascar. I was there for 30 days, and it's something if you plan to travel to Madagascar for vacation or to meet um, a woman, to get engaged, get married, and things like that, or you know what for what business, whatever you choose, you're going to Madagascar for. Um, One of the things that you will see is that mothers there usually have their babies with them if they have like newly born babies, and they will. It's nothing for them to pop a titty out and stick it in a baby's mouth right there while having a conversation with you or their friends or selling whatever they're selling at their stores while their baby suckle. And sometimes when the baby is done, if they're busy, they don't just immediately put the titty back in. And it's a normal way of life. There's nothing sexualized about it or sexual about it. So if you go, men in the West, if you go in, especially young men, you go to the West and you see such a thing, it might shock you at first, but keep in mind it's just a normal way of life for them. And if you look around and not focus on the exposed breasts, you'll notice that the local men there, to them is normal. They don't even bat an eye. They just keep going about their business because it is a natural way of taking care of kids and childbearing. So keep that stuff in mind when you're there. You will see young mothers, old mothers, whatever, everything in between, pop a titty out and stuff it in a baby's mouth, and it's normal. I know in the West, there's a certain level of decency, and there's like some kind of argument about breastfeeding in public and stuff that's been happening. Just know when you go to Africa, especially Madagascar, they don't have them problems. They're too busy trying to scrape out a living, to feed their families. And they in general are happy people. They don't have first world problems, but they are, um, surviving. Where so they don't have time to think about some of the craziness that we think about in the West. And the other thing is that if you go to, like, you're traveling on a bush taxi from one city to the next, and everybody's crammed like sardines on the back of a pickup truck or what have you. When we stop here and there along the road, it's nothing to see a woman just pull down her pants and just take a piss to relieve herself. And there's nothing sexual about it. You shouldn't. You should just dismiss that Western mindset that you might have. You probably will naturally because the ride on the bush taxi is shitty. Putting it mildly, you're breathing in fumes from the vehicle. You're crammed in there like sardines. It's hot as hell. You could barely breathe, and you could get the like motion sickness and stuff because you're doing overlanding. You're driving over roads that don't exist and across rivers and shit like that. So it's not a pleasant journey. So again, you'll notice that no local man bats an eye or something like that. If they need to go take a piss as well, they just run to the side of the road, take a piss, and jump back on the bush taxi because it's about getting from point A to point B. And any little comfort that you might have is welcoming. So nobody has time to think about, oh man, she got a fat ass or whatever from squatting to take a piss. It just doesn't exist. Even if somebody's thinking it, the people are conversating about other things, taking pictures like they're tourists and stuff, on some of these trips, and they're local people. So just a little tip out there. If you have any questions, ask it in the comment section down below. Like and subscribe. You all have a good day.